The Sierra Madre from the big country of Texas on the border of Arizona, the two great arms of Mexico's Sierra Madre, the Oriental on the east and the Occidental to the west, stretch down to Guadalajara and Mexico City. Some 800 miles, though pocketed with settlements, the two rough chains of the encompass wilderness areas of extraordinary variety of grandeur. They include the gypsum dunes and the oasis of Cuatro Ciénegas, pages 68 to 82, and the cloud forest on the moist, gold-facing slopes of the Oriental south of Ciudad Victoria, pages 104 and 16, as well as the plunging barrancas that render some selections of the western range almost impassable. On the map at left, national parks and forests, Indian reservations, and public lands are indicated by red outlines. Points of specific scenic interest, such as caves, are marked with black squares. Mountain peaks are identified with black triangles. The notorious Comanche trails, once used by Indians to raid in Mexico, is shown as a dotted line. Desert areas are indicated with red dots, and sand dunes are marked with patterned red dots. This is the Sierra Madre. A morning sun lights the ramparts of Chisos Mountains in Big Bend National Park, and the hills of Mexico lie in haze on the horizon. The pencil-thin stalks of a candelilla plant, 15 to 20 inches in height, capture the sun's rays along a tranquil stretch of the Rio Grande. Graceful tufts of needlegrass turn russet as the fall dry season invades the Chisos Mountains in Big Bend National Park. One of the 5 species of poisonous snakes at Big Bend, a black-tailed rattler, flicks his tongue upon sensing an intruder. The snake's tongue aids its organs of smell by picking up chemical particles in the air and carrying them back to a set of unique sensory cells located in the roof of the mouth, which transmits them to the brain. See? Ew, don't want to mess with him. Just inside the entrance to Santa Elena Canyon, the Rio Grande glides between massive limestone walls composed of sediment laid down here millions of years ago when the whole region lay beneath the prehistoric air sea. This type of sedimentary rock extends all the way south to the Sierra Madre Oriental. See the river? The zigzag path of Santa Elena Canyon, beginning at the entrance cleft into the bluff near left, cuts through a plateau of limestone known as Mesa de Angula on the Texan side foreground and as Sierra Ponce in Mexico. See? The ragged remnant of a stone wall, built as a simple water control device, stands atop an arid mesa near a canyon rim of the Rio Grande. The wall, flanked by spiky torii yuccas and the pads of a prickly pear cactus, was probably erected by local Indians to divert runoff from the infrequent rains. A deep pothole, or tanaja, in the floor of a narrow side canyon holds water left from the rainy season. Tanajas result if waterborne pebbles collect in a depression in a rock over which runoff periodically flows. After a long time swirling around in the runoff, the pebbles grind out a hole. A toppled mesquite tree left clings to the earth wall of a Rio Grande side canyon. Runoff surging through the arroyo has exposed some of the roots without managing to dislodge the tree. A tenacious survivor in the dry land, along the river and south into the Sierra Madre, The mesquite sometimes sends down tap roots as deep as 100 feet in search of groundwater. At a low ebb in November, the Rio Grande right roils around an exposed gravel bar. Less than 3 feet deep and only about 60 feet wide at this point, the river swells threefold during the summer flood, when it will bear most of these rocks farther downstream. See? A quiet vestige of the river's power, this beach at the base of a buttressed canyon wall is formed of rock particles from the area. During summer rains, sediment washes down from the uplands, eventually to be deposited along the shore as the flood resides. The next flood may wash it away. A maze of broken carrizo, a reed that grows along the Rio Grande, lies where floodwaters have deposited on the ledge above the river. Left to dry in the desert air, such as mounds of carrizo, may remain for years as the sign of particularly rainy season that swelled the river to an unusual high. See?